ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-300-5305. That's 1-800-300-5305. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-300-5305.
Don't let yesterday's accomplishments affect today. Use Blue Emu, available in stores nationwide.
660 AM The Answer. 660amtheanswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Phyllis Schlafly, the outspoken conservative activist who helped defeat the Equal Rights Amendment in the 70s and founded the Eagle Forum, has died. She was 92 years old. She died yesterday afternoon of cancer at her home in St. Louis. Her son, John Schlafly, said. She rose to national attention in 1964 with her self-published book, A Choice, Not an Echo. That became a manifesto for the far right. The book, which sold 3 million copies, chronicled the history of the Republican National Convention and is credited for helping conservative Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona earn the 1964 GOP nomination. She later helped lead efforts to defeat the proposed constitutional amendment that would have outlawed gender discrimination, galvanizing the party's right. She graduated from college while working overnight at a factory during World War II. Her newspaper column appeared in dozens of newspapers. She was politically active into her 90s, including attending every convention since her first in 1952. Yet she told the Associated Press in 2007 that perhaps her greatest legacy was the Eagle Forum, which she founded in 1972 in suburban St. Louis, where she lived. The ultra-conservative group has chapters in several states, claims 80,000 members. I've literally taught millions of people how to participate in self-government, Schlafly said. I think I built a wonderful organization of volunteers, mostly women, but some men, willing to spend their time to get good laws and good politicians. Phyllis Schlafly, conservative icon, dead at 92. This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friend Josh DeShong. The real estate world of Josh DeShong sells houses when others cannot. I am living proof. Lisa and I are so thrilled with Josh. He came in and sold our house with blinding speed. You want a promise. You want somebody who's going to sit down with you and say, I promise to sell your house. Most folks won't do this. Josh will. His website is getsold.net, and he is telling you your house will get sold. How does he do this? Well, you call him at the number I'm about to give you. He sits down with you and says, let's arrive at an agreed upon price and an agreed upon time frame. If that house of yours does not sell at that price in that time frame, he, Josh DeShong, simply buys your house. That's it. You're out. You're at closing. You move on. So call him and call him today. Don't waste a day. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644. D Magazine Best Realtor 3 years in a row. I'll love him forever. Josh DeShong, getsold.net. 972-325-6644.
It's time to gear up for fall at John Deere with a new compact utility tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months, big implement bonuses, and our free 6-year powertrain warranty on versatile, easy-to-use John Deere compact tractors. It's time to gear up today and save. Offer ends October 28, 2016, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Stop by Bramlett Implement today in Stephenville and visit them online at bramlettimplement.com or myjohndeeredealer.com.
I believe that God created music to connect our soul with heaven.
Critics are calling Hillsong Let Hope Rise a life-changing experience. When oceans rise. An incredible film.
This is not about us. It's ultimately about God. You take him out of the equation, got nothing.
On September 16th.
Does everything make sense? Absolutely not. But more stuff doesn't make sense without him.
Prepare to have your heart lifted. Hillsong Let Hope Rise. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters September 16th.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Palm Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chair Jason Chaffetz claiming more laws were broken by Hillary Clinton.
In a letter, he asked the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia to determine whether Clinton violated statutes that prohibit destruction of records, obstruction of congressional inquiries, and concealment or cover-up of evidence material to a congressional investigation.
Fox's John Decker at a rally in North Carolina. Donald Trump quoting the Bible.
No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us.
Trump denies speaking to Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi about a Trump University fraud investigation. Days after that investigation was announced, she got a campaign contribution from his foundation, then announced the case was closed. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We've said it for a long time. The Trump versus Clinton debates could determine how the entire election goes. When the first of those debates hits the air the night of September 26th, seems like we should be together. JD, are you with me?
Mark, we are ready to recreate the magic of the primary debate season at Studio Movie Grill, 75 in Spring Valley in Dallas. Get your seat now at 660amtheanswer.com. Same great price, just $10.
If you enjoyed the debates on the way to a Republican nominee, wait till that nominee hits the stage against Hillary Clinton. Is this Donald Trump's best opportunity to make a pitch to undecided voters?
One decision is easy. The decision to join us for the 660 AM The Answer watch party for Trump versus Clinton debate number 1. We'll see you on the 26th at Studio Movie Grill. Tickets are just $10 right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
This presentation is sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Services, Adair's Fine Floors, etc., and CharlesParish.com, your North Texas real estate buyer.
The following is an incredible, life-changing free offer for anyone with hearing problems who wants to start hearing everything more clearly again. We're now offering free in-home trials of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear to anyone who calls this special toll-free number now, 1-800-500-0409. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers. It adjusts to let you find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. Don't miss this special life-changing opportunity to hear everything more clearly again for free with a 100% free in-home trial, free shipping, and even free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-0409. That's 1-800-500-0409. 1-800-500-0409.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment. Put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
I believe that God created music to connect our soul with heaven.
Critics are calling Hillsong Let Hope Rise a life-changing experience. When oceans rise. An incredible film.
This is not about us. It's ultimately about God. You take him out of the equation, we've got nothing.
On September 16th.
Does everything make sense? Absolutely not. But more stuff doesn't make sense without him.
Prepare to have your heart lifted. Hillsong Let Hope Rise. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters September 16th.
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The incomplete records of Hillary Clinton's email investigation released by the FBI raises questions about the conduct not only of Clinton but top aides. Staffers also. Perhaps the most serious is whether the Clinton team destroyed evidence which they were under legal order to save and produce to congressional investigators. Out of a massive investigation, the FBI released 2 documents, a heavily redacted version of its summary report and write-up, the so-called 302, from agents' July 2nd interview with Hillary Clinton. This interview has been characterized by Trey Gowdy, the representative from South Carolina, as a document that is woefully short on follow-up questions that were critical to the investigation, in his opinion. The redactions protect the identity of other players. It has been shared with Congress, redactions and under tight viewing restrictions. Shortly after the 2 documents were released on Friday afternoon before Labor Day, Trey Gowdy, chairman of the House Select Committee on Benghazi, sent out a statement suggesting he does not believe the documents tell the full story. That if the full story were told, it might suggest wrongdoing on the part of the Clinton team. The FBI selectively releasing Secretary Clinton's interview summary is of little benefit to the public unless and until all relevant documents and witness interview summaries are released. The public is entitled to all relative information, including the testimony of the witness at Platte River Networks, the entity which maintained the private server. The public will find the timeline and witness responses and failures to respond instructive. Listen very closely to this. As reported by the Washington Examiner, Byron York is the writer of this. "9 days after the attack in Benghazi on September 20th, 2012, the House Subcommittee on National Security, Homeland Defense, and Foreign Operations, which is part of the larger Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, sent a document request to Clinton, who was still Secretary of State. It was a broad request intended to cover anything written or recorded in any way that might have had something to do with Benghazi. It, without question, covered emails. The State Department produced some material in response, but never any emails from Clinton. Several months later, August 1st, 2013, the Oversight Committee issued a subpoena covering the documents asked for but not received after the September 20th, 2012 request. So 9 days after the attack, September 20th, 2012, House Subcommittee on National Security, Homeland Defense, and Foreign Operations sent a document request to Clinton, who was still Secretary of State, with a request that covered emails. A subpoena was then issued on August 1st, 2013. In May of 2014, the House Select Committee on Benghazi was formed. On July 23rd, 2014, the State Department agreed to produce records to the committee. The FBI report picks up the story from here. The State Department sent a formal request to former Secretaries of State on October 28th, 2014, asking them to produce emails related to their government work. After State requested that Clinton provide her emails, Clinton asked her attorneys, David Kendall and Cheryl Mills, to oversee the process of providing Clinton's work-related emails to the state. Heather Samuelson, an attorney working with Mills, undertook a review to identify work-related emails, while Kendall and Mills oversaw the process. This, by the way, was the process the FBI said relied on certain trigger words and subject matter and subject headlines. Ultimately, on December 5th, 2014, Williams and Connolly provided approximately 55,000 pages of emails to State in response to State's request for Clinton to produce all emails in her possession that constituted a federal record from her tenure as Secretary of State. State ultimately reviewed the 55,000 pages of emails to meet its production obligations related to Freedom of Information lawsuits. Clinton told the FBI she directed her legal team to provide any work-related or arguably work-related emails to State. However, she did not participate in the development of specific process to be used or in discussions of locations of where her emails might exist. Clinton was not consulted on specific emails in order to determine if they were work-related. Now, this also correlates with something else. Remember, this was all about personal convenience. She wanted to carry one device. She ended up carrying 13, 2 of which were destroyed physically with a hammer. Continuing, in December 2014, after the emails were sent to the State Department, Mills ordered people whose identity was not revealed by the FBI to delete Clinton email archives from their computers. Also, in December of 2014, by the way, this directly contradicts Hillary saying that she believed that the record would be complete insofar as other people that she had sent emails to would have a record of those emails. Where did those emails go? Cheryl Mills circled back around with those people and told them to delete Clinton email archives from their computer. Also, in December of 2014, according to what Mills told the FBI, Clinton decided she no longer needed access to any of her emails older than 60 days. Mills then ordered an unidentified tech staffer to modify the email retention policy email.com to reflect the change. So that was it. The Clinton team produced what they said were all her work-related emails to the State Department, then ordered its tech people to destroy everything, and then put a new policy in place which no emails would be saved for more than 60 days. Then everything changed. On March 2nd, 2015, the New York Times reported the existence of a secret Clinton email system. The next day, Gowdy's Benghazi committee sent a letter to Kendall's law firm requesting the preservation and production of all documents and media relating to Clinton's email. The day after that, March 4th, the full Benghazi committee issued a subpoena ordering Clinton to produce all records in unredacted forms on the following. For the time period of January 1st, 2011 through December 31st, 2012, any and all documents and communications in your possession and or sent from or received by the email addresses hdr22@clintonemail.com, hdr22@clintonemail.com, hrod17@clintonemail.com, and so on and so on, or any other email addresses or communications device used by you or another on your behalf referring or relating to Libya, including but not limited to Benghazi and Tripoli. B, weapons located or found in, imported or brought into, and or exported and removed from Libya, which is what the deal was all about. I've been telling you that ever since I found out about it. The attacks on U.S. facilities in Benghazi, Libya on September 11th, 2012 and September 12th, 2012, or statements pertaining to the attacks on U.S. facilities in Benghazi, Libya on September 11th, 2012, or September 12th, 2012. Remember that at the time, the Benghazi Committee had not received a single Clinton email related to Benghazi. Shortly after the New York Times report, according to the FBI, Mills asked Platte River Networks, the company that was handling the Clinton server, to do an inventory of what was on their servers. Mills had, of course, ordered the old emails destroyed and a new retention policy put in place back in December of 2014. On March 25th, 2014, the Platte River Networks took part in a conference call with Bill Clinton's staff. At that point, an intense round of deleting began. Sometime between March 25th and March 31st, according to the FBI, a tech worker not identified in the report had what we call an O-S-word moment. He realized he had not done what Mills had ordered back in December of 2014. In his first interview with the FBI on February 18, 2016, the unidentified staffer indicated he did not recall conducting deletions based upon this realization. But then in a follow-up interview on May 3rd, 2016, the staffer indicated he believed he had an O-S-word moment, and sometime between March 21st or 25th through the 31st, 2015, he deleted the Clinton archive mailbox. The staffer used the now notorious bleach bit to do the work and manually deleted a backup as well. The story seems a little bit more complicated than that. The FBI found that on March 9th, 2015, Mills sent the Platte River Network staff, including the unidentified worker, an email, in the words of the FBI, referencing the preservation request from the Committee on Benghazi. In his first interview with the FBI, the staffer told agents he did not recall seeing the preservation request referenced in the March 9th, 2015 email. But then, in the May 3rd follow-up interview, the staffer indicated that at the time he made the deletions in March of 2015, he was aware of the existence of the preservation request and the fact that it meant he should not disturb Clinton's email date on the Platte River Network server. The staffer also told the FBI he did not consult any colleagues, company legal counsel, or anyone else regarding the meaning of the preservation request. According to the FBI, the Platte River Network staff had a conference call with Kendall and Mills on March 31st. By then, deleting was done. What did they talk about? The FBI report says Platte River's attorney advised the staffer not to comment on the conversation with Kendall based on the assertion of attorney-client privilege. Mills told the FBI she knew nothing about the deletions the staffer made in March of 2015. Clinton also said she knew nothing. So what does it mean? Does it mean an incompetent or rogue staffer deleted the emails on his own, even though they were under subpoena, and then initially lied about it to the FBI? Or was there something else at work? This is Byron York from the Washington Examiner. An explosive column today that you need to go read. We're going to put this up on the Wells Report page of 660amtheanswer.com so you can do just that. From FBI fragments, a question. Did Team Clinton destroy evidence under subpoena and protected by a save material law? Next on the Wells Report. Stay put. Everything's wonderful. You've got yourself a cell phone. You can go anywhere you want to, talk to anybody you want to, anytime you want to. You pay a lot of money, but that's okay. I mean, really, when you start thinking about it, what a great convenience. You ever wonder what happens to the money after you give it to these big cell phone companies? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. Here's what happens. Most of those big cell phone companies spend a lot of time supporting liberal politicians, liberal politics, liberal political agendas. Patriot Mobile is a different kind of cell phone company. They give 5% of every dollar you spend to causes you believe in. You get to choose where your money goes. Right now, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy S7 with an unlimited talk, text, and data plan for only $70. Mention or enter the promo code WELLS, W-E-L-L-S, at checkout, and they'll waive the activation fees for up to 2 lines. Let's go through that again. You can get a free Samsung Galaxy S7 with unlimited talk, text, data for just $70. Mention or enter the promo code WELLS at the checkout. Call Patriot Mobile today, 1-800-8-PATRIOT, or check out patriotmobile.com. Do not forget, remember WELLS at checkout, W-E-L-L-S, and they'll waive the activation fees for your first 2 lines from Patriot Mobile.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-400-8131. That's 1-800-400-8131. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-6316. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-6316. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-6316. 1-800-600-6316.
Here's good news for anyone who's suffering with sleep apnea. Now you can enjoy a good night's sleep anywhere you travel without dragging your big, bulky home CPAP device with you. Because now there's Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. It's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. The Transcend Mini CPAP is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. And here's even better news. If you call in the next 10 minutes, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-700-0153. Transcend is our smallest and most advanced portable design ever. You can even add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com in the next 10 minutes to guarantee your 10-night in-home trial. 1-800-700-0153. That's 1-800-700-0153.
I believe that God created music to connect our soul with heaven.
Critics are calling Hillsong Let Hope Rise a life-changing experience. An incredible film.
This is not about us. It's ultimately about God. You take him out of the equation, we've got nothing.
On September 16th.
Does everything make sense? Absolutely not. But more stuff doesn't make sense without him.
Prepare to have your heart lifted. Hillsong Let Hope Rise. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters September 16th.
Keep yourself and your wallet healthy with Wellness Plus with Plenty at Rite Aid. In addition to Plenty points, earn Wellness Plus points every time you shop. $1 spent on everyday items gets you 1 point, and get up to 25 points on every prescription you fill. When you've reached 1,000 Wellness Plus points, you'll get 20% off our regular prices for a year. And that's just one of the 4 ways to save. Now through September 24th, spend $50 a week on participating products at Rite Aid and earn 2,000 Plenty points worth $20 in savings. Visit riteaid.com/rakinpoints for details.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and Byron York has written an explosive piece in the Washington Examiner. You need to read this. Trey Gowdy was talking about something in the vague, if you will. The public is entitled to all relative information, including the testimony of the witnesses at Platte River Networks, the entity which maintained the private server. The public will find the timeline and witnesses' responses and failures to respond instructive. Byron York says not to put words in Gowdy's mouth. The chairman appeared to suggest that there was more to the story than appeared in the 2 documents released by the FBI. Gowdy, who has said that he has seen all the investigative documents the FBI sent Congress, hinted that the Platte River Network's witnesses told the FBI more than is in the incomplete documents now available to the public. What those witnesses said and what they refused to say, along with a more complete timeline of events, would be instructive. Byron York points out that even with the fragments now public, the Clinton 302, the overview report, but none of the many other witnesses' interviews, it seems fair to conclude that staff on the Clinton team destroyed material that was under federal subpoena. Whether that was unwitting or whether it was something else is not known, at least publicly, it did occur after a very serious call that involved a lot of different people, lawyers and people from Platte River Networks. The conference call came to an end and the deleting began. There is no doubt that Clinton intended to destroy her email archives after choosing which one to send to the State Department. That's what Mills' December 2014 directive was apparently intended to do. Given that Benghazi investigation was well underway, there had been multiple document requests and production agreements. The effect of Mills' directive, had it been carried out at the time she sent it, would have been to destroy the evidence that had not been handed over to the State Department before anyone knew to ask for it. But apparently, the Platte River Network's staffers' carelessness led to the emails not being destroyed in December of 2014, remaining in existence until March 2015, when their existence was publicly disclosed and another subpoena issued for them. Then they were destroyed. It's clear that Hillary Clinton did not turn over all her work-related emails to the State Department. She has claimed that under several occasions. She points to the FBI investigation, saying it's closed, it's a done deal. The Republican Party, the Republicans in the Congress, are still going after it. Should they? The FBI recovered 17,448 unique work-related and personal emails that Clinton did not turn over. Of those, at least 30 were said to contain references to Benghazi, and thus would have been responsive to the various congressional requests and subpoenas going back to September 20th, 2012. The Platte River Network staffer invoked his Fifth Amendment right to not self-incriminate. But now we ask, the FBI has washed its hands of the business. The DOJ has as well. Should Republicans on Capitol Hill continue with this investigation? You tell me next. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We've said it for a long time. The Trump versus Clinton debates could determine how the entire election goes. When the first of those debates hits the air the night of September 26th, seems like
we are ready to recreate the magic of the primary debate season at Studio Movie Grill, 75 in Spring Valley in Dallas. Get your seat now at 660amtheanswer.com. Same great price, just $10.
If you enjoy the debates on the way to a Republican nominee, wait till that nominee hits the stage against Hillary Clinton. Is this Donald Trump's best opportunity to make a pitch to undecided voters?
One decision is easy. The decision to join us for the 660 AM The Answer watch party for Trump versus Clinton debate number 1. We'll see you on the 26th at Studio Movie Grill. Tickets are just $10 right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
This presentation is sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Services, Driving Nails, Gunsmithing, and Shooter Supply, and North Texas Air Conditioning.
You have new wood floors and they look gorgeous. That's the good news. The not so good news, they'll eventually have to be cleaned. More good news, there are plenty of wood floor care products to choose from. Bad news, most products will leave a micro layer of residue each time you clean. The really bad news, eventually your wood floor will get dull and hazy almost regardless of which product you clean it with. Now the great news. Dowworth Clean can remove that unsightly buildup from your wood floor, revealing the original finish once again. At Dowworth, we're more than just carpet cleaners. We clean, restore, polish, and protect every type of flooring in your home, including wood, stone, tile, and even concrete. Call 267-8433 today and ask about a complete flooring makeover for your home. Find out why for over 39 years we've been saying,
because the next best thing to do is Dowworth Clean.
Do you know what AREA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a TV real estate guru. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level.
Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, September 8th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-713-0930. This month's topic, how to buy houses with no money and no credit. Call 800-713-0930. Write it down. That's 800-713-0930 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime, just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
Do you know one of the biggest fears of Christian business owners and CEOs? It's the fear of losing their freedom to express their faith in the workplace. Here is Terrence Chapman of FCCI to explain.
Kelly Shackelford, he's the president of First Liberty Institute. It's one of the foremost experts on religious freedom in the U.S. Do you know how far you can go in expressing your faith at work? Do you know your constitutional rights? What are your freedoms when it comes to religious expression at your business? I strongly encourage you to join me, Kelly Shackelford, and a host of other well-known Christian business leaders as we converge at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota, Florida in September. We will give you biblically based strategies to impact your employees and your company's influence for Christ.
To book your place at the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, go to fcci.org. That's the Fellowship of Companies for Christ International. Go to fcci.org now and book your seat. Will your company be part of the solution? Come to the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, September 18th through the 22nd. You don't want to miss it. Go to fcci.org now.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, a number you can use tomorrow morning, say beginning around 7 o'clock. That's when Mark Davis will arrive at most of this same radio studio to begin the Mark Davis Show. Mark, what have you got planned for us?
Hey, JD, good Tuesday night. Welcome back, everybody. What have we been told for a year? Labor Day. That's when things get serious, right? Voters all start paying attention. The poll numbers kind of start to matter. And guess what? It's true. So here we go. Poll numbers tightening. The debate's looming large. And everybody join JD and me, Trump and Hillary debate watch party, 660 AM, theanswer.com. We can't wait to see you there. Monday night, September 26th. Get your tickets now, 660 AM, theanswer.com. Anyway, tomorrow morning, Wednesday's show, we'll take the pulse of both campaigns, perhaps literally in Hillary's case, and we'll see where we are with less than 9 weeks to go. Mark Davis Show in the morning, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. I appreciate it. 866-660-5759. Donald Trump's campaign and congressional Republicans are pushing to reopen the Hillary Clinton email case at the Justice Department, as well as in the court of public opinion, in the wake of newly released FBI documents fueling claims for her team that may have destroyed evidence in this case. The latest call came today from former New York City mayor and top Trump surrogate Rudy Giuliani, who urged the FBI to review its own findings and the department to appoint a special prosecutor to take over the case. She acted with criminal intent. That is a charge that Clinton's team denies. Now, here's the situation. She said that she did this email system, so she only had to deal with one device. It turns out there were 13, 2 of which were destroyed with hammers. It turns out that a carefully managed plan to delete Hillary Clinton emails, essentially the architect, Cheryl Mills, some of her directions were not followed by Platte River Networks until the Benghazi Select Committee had acted to protect those documents with a subpoena. Those documents were then, after being reported found, destroyed following the subpoena's issuance. That is nothing short of obstruction of justice. Period. The FBI said that Hillary Clinton did not act with criminal intent. If you've got 13 emails and you destroy 2 of them with hammers, it isn't about convenience. So what's it about? The reason that you have this email server to begin with is to keep control over your emails. So if that's the case, then why would you then destroy them? Unless it was a mission to cover one's backside. The operative at Platte River Networks declared his Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate. Who told him to do that? His lawyer told him to do that. Why? Because he'd violated the law. That's why. And so now, who's left? There are two groups of people left to pass judgment on this case. One, the people of the FBI and the DOJ. They have to decide whether or not they want to reopen this case based on the fact that there is clearly intent that at least is not what was stated as intent by Hillary Clinton before. There is criminal intent here. This is a complete game changer. The Republican Party wants to follow up. Should they? 866-660-5759. If they do not follow up, if they refuse to do anything more with the case, that involves the second group of people that would stand in judgment of Hillary Clinton. And that second group of people will be voters of the United States of America. Period. Which I believe James Comey was trying to do at the outset. Based on his concerns about the FBI interfering with the elective process of the United States of America, I believe that what he did was he announced, as much as he considered to be necessary, to give the people of the United States a clear understanding of what had happened. I believe that exists. I have a pretty good idea what happened here. And I'm sure you do as well. But the question is this. Now the politics rest in the laps of congressional Republicans. What do they do now? Do they follow up on this and appear to be partisan? Or are they doing the FBI's job? 866-660-5759 from Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Brian, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Thank you for taking my call. I believe that you asked a very interesting question in that what will the Republicans who are elected will do? And I guess it depends upon a check below the belt line. I don't want to turn this into a blue show, but the fact of the matter is they've had evidence upon evidence upon evidence about all sorts of extra constitutional acts, and they failed to act before. I have refused to believe that this late in the game that they'll act now. And even if the Republicans manage to snag the White House, I believe the default setting will be, you know what? Let bygones be bygones. Let this go. We got a country to save. And I'm thinking, if this goes, anything can go. And I'm just asking you, what can we realistically expect from our Republican leaders at this point?
Well, the Republican leaders, you can expect them to take whatever opportunity manifests itself that is irresistible enough for them to take advantage of. You see, we have a pretty good idea of what the Republican Party is all about. It used to be the party of small government, low taxes, conservative ideology. We stay out of your bedroom. We stay out of your business. We stay out of your bank account. But now the Republican Party is about political opportunism and political expedience. You can expect the Republican leadership to do anything that is either opportunistic or expedient. Remember, the Republican Party isn't necessarily excited about Donald Trump winning this election. The political opportunity says we should do nothing, which is why President George W. Bush, President George H.W. Bush, Governor Jeb Bush, and noted Republicans have done absolutely nothing. So you can expect them to continue to do nothing. Now, in this particular case, I have no idea. I suppose that if indeed this blows up the way it should, not saying it will, remember who's in charge of the mainstream media. This should blow up. This should be a mess. The Republicans are correct here. They are correct in following this up. But if indeed they follow this up, they will be cast in the light of anti-female political progress. They will be set up as partisans who hate women, because that would be the analog for anybody doing anything that, say, for example, would disagree with President Obama, which, by the way, was used skillfully by Eric Holder. That's his entire purpose in the first term of President Obama, was to throw the race card so that President Obama didn't have to whenever anybody disagreed. They will attempt to do the same thing. And you can see it. It's just, well, you know, these people have been trying to nail Hillary for something. Yeah, they've been trying to nail Hillary for something for a long time, because she keeps breaking the law. I was just looking at an old article from PJ Media. Their idea of why Chris Stevens was in Benghazi was the fact that he was there to buy back Stinger missiles from a group of people that turned out to be Al-Qaeda. Apparently, someone in the State Department, let's see, who was Secretary of State at the time? Oh, Hillary Clinton, said that it would be okay to give Stinger missiles to these moderate Syrian rebels fighting against Bashar al-Assad. They turned out to be Al-Qaeda operatives. Did we not lose a couple of jetliners? Wouldn't a Stinger missile bring down a couple of jetliners? If Chris Stevens was in Benghazi to purchase the rest of them, and something went bad in the deal, would it be in Hillary's best interest to protect the life of Chris Stevens, or to mourn his loss? Rudy Giuliani, a former federal prosecutor, says Hillary Clinton acted with criminal intent. On a conference call with reporters, Giuliani said that a special prosecutor should also investigate allegations the Clinton Foundation donors got special access to the State Department along with, during, and after Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State, which the Clinton campaign also denies. Quote, I don't trust the Justice Department to review the pay-for-play Foundation scandal or the national security email scandal, said Giuliani. This is the kind of case which attorneys general have appointed a special prosecutor. Loretta Lynch should have done that from the get-go. But she didn't, did she? Then she was compromised by Bill Clinton showing up on that tarmac at Sky Harbor International Airport in Phoenix. Loretta Lynch said, no big deal. We just talk grandchildren and golf. Golf and grandchildren. Grandchildren and golf. Came out 2 days ago that Loretta Lynch does not play golf and has no grandchildren. Ash Show, or Shao, is a writer for the Washington Examiner. Ash has 10 takeaways from the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server. We'll share those with you coming up in just a couple of seconds as we head into the night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager is sick of the complaining from the privileged.
The quarterback on the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kaepernick, he won't stand up during the national anthem because blacks are oppressed in this country. What a disgusting person. If there's ever been a population of ingrates to match the left in America, I don't believe historically you will ever find one.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Albert Mogler for townhall.com. Eventually, every big moral question gets shifted down to the level of children and teenagers. That's reflected in a recent NPR story with this interesting headline: to prevent sexual assault, schools and parents start lessons early. This could just be something of a no-brainer, warning children against the possibility of sexual abuse. In reality, it's an attempt to indoctrinate young people that sexual morality is nothing more than consent, and this kind of sex ed may be coming to a school near you. The current Democratic vice presidential nominee, Senator Tim Kaine, is quoted in the article as saying, "I would like it to move over more into 'you have to do it,' end quote." Now, why would that be? Because every single successive generation of revolutionaries has understood that the sex ed curriculum mandated for the public schools is the major way that a sexual morality is conveyed with government authority right into the hearts and minds of young people. I'm Albert Mogler.
Learn more at townhallreview.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some urgent news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from PBS host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-422-3838 now to get your personalized copy rushed to you today. Do you want to avoid mistakes baby boomers and seniors can make when they buy annuities? Those mistakes now could be costly later to you and your family. Call 800-422-3838. That's 800-422-3838. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321. Test X180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. Wall & Associates is the most powerful tax resolution firm in the world. We develop trust with our free face-to-face consultation. Call 1-800-983-3313 to get immediate help. Wall & Associates can help you. 1-800-983-3313 or visit us at wallandassociates.net.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Thanks very much for joining us on this fine, high-quality Tuesday. Science. Ash Shao writes for the Washington Examiner 10 takeaways from the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server. Science. Hillary Clinton is really incompetent, Part 1. Hillary has been part of the federal government, whether as the First Lady or as a senator, or as the Secretary of State, for decades. Yet she somehow managed to never learn during all that time that the letter C on a document means confidential. Actually, it means classified. She told the FBI she thought it was referencing paragraphs marked in official order. By the way, she says she's always taken classified materials very seriously. To which I tweeted, sorry, you can't have it both ways. You either take classified materials very, very seriously and should go to jail, or you don't know anything about classified materials, you are totally clueless about them, and you should go home. It's one or the other. You don't get to say, gosh, I don't know anything about classified information, but I take it very seriously. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here, host of the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, sponsored by DallasBoatsForSale.com. Let me break it down for you. We talk about boats and boating, boat ramps, marinas, lakes and water levels, boat sales, sailboats, sailing, anchoring, sinking, grounding, buying, selling, and enjoying the fun out on the water. You picking up what I'm putting down? If it floats, we talk about it every Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-6316. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-6316. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-6316. 1-800-600-6316.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards. The interest on the cards was really high. I was making the minimum payments, but barely. And it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
They did help me learn how to manage my money. Now, we have a house, and we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Holly, and I am debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. A Zika funding bill stalls in the Senate for a third time. The billion-dollar-plus bill filibustered because of what else it included.
This summer brought even more cases of Zika.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has pressured Democrats to accept the funding measure. Minority Leader Harry Reid objects to cuts to other health programs and Planned Parenthood.
It went to the House. They sent it back with all this strange, weird stuff in it.
Fox's Jared Halpern reporting funding to combat Zika could now wind up in a short-term spending bill.
We're doing very well in the polls. That's important, okay?
Donald Trump in North Carolina, a new CNN poll has him up by 2. An NBC News poll has Hillary Clinton leading by 6 points. Trump says he'll give generals 30 days to come up with a plan to defeat ISIS. Hillary Clinton says, in other words, he has no plan himself. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. We all know life can get crazy and you're not always near a radio. But one thing is for sure, your phone goes everywhere with you. And now we can too. Download the 660 AM The Answer app to your phone and listen live wherever you go. If you miss any of the Mark Davis Show or the Wells Report, you can catch up whenever, wherever. Plus, dial the 660 AM The Answer studio directly from the app. And it's free. We make it easy to stay connected. Download our app now. 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-600-4851. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-600-4851. That's 1-800-600-4851. 1-800-600-4851.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-400-8131. That's 1-800-400-8131. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 8131.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years. Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful, the Farewell Tour, 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th. Gateway Church. Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour at premierproductions.com. Don't wait, this concert is selling fast. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. On Monday, that's Monday, suddenly I became Inspector Clouseau. On Monday, the September 26th at 7:30 p.m. Monday, September 26th, 7:30 p.m. The Studio Movie Grill will be where you want to settle yourself. That's at 13933 North Central Expressway, Dallas. 75243 if you have to punch it into your GPS. Tickets are $10 and you've got to get them right now. This is the time pressure that I am discussing. The time pressure that I'm discussing is you got to get these very quickly because these things are going to disappear. They're going to vanish. Poof. And you will be left out. Okay? This is a huge, huge event. Ask anybody who has ever been to the Studio Movie Grill for one of these debates. They will absolutely change your idea of American politics. No, that is not an overstatement. Join Mark Davis and myself. We will be there Monday, September 26th, 7:30 p.m. Studio Movie Grill, 13933 North Central Expressway, Dallas, 75243. Tickets $10. Get them right now, or you're going to miss out on your opportunity because these tickets probably ought to sell out, if not tomorrow, certainly on Thursday. Just saying. So we've been going through Hillary's day today. It's been very, very busy. We started the broadcast off by telling you that Donald Trump has pulled up even with or surpassed Hillary Clinton. Still got an uphill climb, but at least he's out in front in some places. One of these days, those places will be outside the margin of error. Right now, they are not. But he's there. The Washington Examiner's Ash Shao, has written an article, The 10 Takeaways from the FBI Investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server. And I know this is one of those things that you just sort of look at this and you go, what happened? I know I do. I look at this FBI investigation. I look at the DOJ turning their back on this investigation. I knew when they did it, it wasn't over. I knew when they did it, they were trying to drop it in the laps of Republicans they could then say are motivated purely by politics and not by the law. I knew that Hillary would say, there's nothing here, and the FBI agrees. But there is something here. Because it all hangs on what Director Comey said was Hillary's intent. Hillary's intent is beginning to bleed through as something that was not based on incompetence. Her intent was to disappear damaging emails that she possessed, that she insisted on possessing through the auspices of a private email server that was then mirrored by Platte River Networks. Here are the 10 takeaways from the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server. First, as we reported a moment ago, Hillary Clinton is really incompetent. Part 1. She's been a part of federal government, first lady, senator, secretary of state for decades. She cannot figure out that the C on a document means classified. It doesn't mean confidential. Ash got that wrong. She told the FBI she thought it was referencing paragraphs marked in alphabetical order. Okay, would you please show me paragraph D then? E, F. Number 2, Clinton is really incompetent. Part 2, Clinton's responses to FBI investigators led them to believe that she didn't even know how classification worked. You think she would have learned this during her time as the nation's top diplomat, if not while serving in the Senate on the Armed Services Committee, but apparently not. Either that or she was content to play dumb if that's what it took to make the investigation go away. She, quote, could not give an example of how classification of a document was determined and did not recall giving or receiving any emails she thought that should not be on the unclassified systems. Oh, and she also didn't remember receiving any training about how to treat classified materials or preserve records. But on the aircraft today to the press, she said, I take classified material very, very seriously. No, you don't. Number 3, Clinton could not recognize potentially classified information. Clinton said she did not think an email discussing a planned drone strike in Pakistan should have been considered classified. Conversations about the potential drone strike were conducted over her unsecured private email server. Clinton started deliberation over a future drone strike that did not give her cause for concern regarding classification, according to FBI notes. Here's something you need to know, Mrs. Clinton. You do not determine whether someone has classified this material properly. Only the someone at the originating industry or agency has the right to classify or not classify something. If somebody down the hall in the State Department decides to classify something, it's classified. You don't get to parse that out. You don't get to decide for the operative. You don't. The operative holds the cards. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it always will be. Number 4, Clinton withheld 17,448 work-related emails from the FBI. Clinton had been adamant that she sent all of her work-related emails, even though it was impossible for her to be sure about that, since she let her lawyers run a search for keywords in order to determine what emails were work-related. Remember, what she said is they went through every single email meticulously. No, they didn't. This resulted in 17,448 unique work-related and personal emails not being provided to the FBI. Clinton used at least 13 mobile devices to access her emails. This is number 5. 13. Clinton also said she used the private email server for convenience and that she only wanted to use one device to check her emails instead of 2. Turns out she used 13. Number 6, Clinton repeatedly lost those mobile devices. She can't find them. Her aide said she frequently replaced her BlackBerry, hence accessing her email from so many devices, and the location of the former devices would frequently become unknown. An aide said that he destroyed some of them with a hammer. Now, some of them would portend more than 2. News reports have 2 that were destroyed with a hammer. The State Department regularly warned staff not to use mobile devices. Clinton and her immediate staff were notified of foreign travel risks and were warned that digital threats began immediately upon landing in a foreign country. Since connection of a mobile device to a local network provides opportunities for foreign adversaries to intercept phone and email transmissions. Clearly, Clinton failed to follow her own department's advice. 8. Clinton was never authorized to conduct State Department business on her private server. She was required to seek approval before using her homebrew server to conduct state business, but the FBI found no evidence that Clinton sought that approval. Clinton feared her email had been hacked. She was worried that someone was hacking into her email because she once received an email from an unknown person that contained a link to a pornographic material. So yes, someone sent the Secretary of State porn. And number 10, Clinton deleted emails after the New York Times revealed the private server. 3 weeks after the New York Times broke the story of Clinton's private email server, Clinton staff began deleting her emails as part of an S-word moment reported on moments ago here on the Wells Report. This, according to FBI notes. The staffer claimed this was actually a late response to a request from Clinton's chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, in 2014. Recently released emails now show that Hillary Clinton's inner circle knew what the Democrat chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee was planning to ask at the first congressional hearing about Benghazi, raising questions about whether the former Secretary of State manipulated the hearing to her advantage. In an email sent by Philippe Reines, former spokesman for Clinton at the State Department, to Chelsea Clinton in 2013, Reines suggested that he played a part in planting a question with Senator Robert Menendez, who then chaired the committee. We wired it that Menendez would provide an opportunity to address 2 topics we needed to debunk: her actions and whereabouts on 9/11/2012, and these emails from Chris Stevens about moving locations. The New Jersey Democrats' first question to Clinton during the hearing was about Benghazi and touched on both of the subjects. Quote, "Can you give us your insight on the decision-making process regarding the location of the mission, and as part of that, what actions were you and your staff taking on the night of September 11th and into September the 12th?" The new email is significant because Clinton reportedly pointed to previous congressional inquiries into Benghazi, including the Foreign Relations Committee hearing and her attempts to delegitimize the House Select Committee on Benghazi's finding earlier this year. During the January 2013 hearing in question, Clinton infamously sparred with Republican Senator Ron Johnson, shouting, "What difference at this point does it make?" when he pressed about the causes of the attack. And so I bet you're wondering what Nancy Pelosi thinks. You know why I bet you think? I bet you want to know? Because after all of this painful and deliberately erratic and inaccurate information about stuff we already know accurate information about, you're probably ready for a little bit of comic relief. And let me tell you, there is no better source of comic relief on Capitol Hill than that which can be gleaned by simply listening to what Nancy Pelosi actually says and holding that up to the Merriam-Webster definitions of what the words she's using actually mean. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. It's either incompetence or it's evil. I know which one I think it is. This is the Wells Report.
It's Baylor Bears football right here on 660 AM The Answer. Join John Morris and JJ Joe as they bring you every bone-jarring hit and sensational touchdown as the Bears compete for the Big 12 title.
Tune in this Saturday as the Baylor Bears take on the SMU Mustangs with pregame at 2 p.m. and the kickoff at 2:30 p.m. That's the pregame at 2 and the kickoff at 2:30 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-300-5305. Strict limit of one free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-300-5305. That's 1-800-300-5305. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-300-5305.
Here's good news for anyone who's suffering with sleep apnea. Now you can enjoy a good night's sleep anywhere you travel without dragging your big, bulky home CPAP device with you. Because now there's Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. It's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. The Transcend mini CPAP is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. And here's even better news. If you call in the next 10 minutes, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-700-0153. Transcend is our smallest and most advanced portable design ever. You can even add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com in the next 10 minutes to guarantee your 10-night in-home trial. 1-800-700-0153. That's 1-800-700-0153.
George Barna polled business owners and CEOs, asking them what their number one concern was. Here is Terrence Chapman of FCCI to explain.
Yes, the number one concern was the decline of moral values. Business owners told Barna that as our country's morality declines, it affects everything in their business, from employee situations, client relations. It all starts to crumble when a society's morality erodes. I invite you to join me, George Barner, and a host of other well-known Christian business leaders as we converge at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota, Florida in September. We will give you a biblically based strategies to impact your employees and your company's influence for Christ.
To book your place at the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, go to fcci.org. That's the Fellowship of Companies for Christ International. Go to fcci.org now and book your seat. Will your company be part of the solution? Come to the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, September 18th through the 22nd. You don't want to miss it. Go to fcci.org now. fcci.org.
I believe that God created music to connect our soul with heaven.
Critics are calling Hillsong Let Hope Rise a life-changing experience.
When oceans rise.
An incredible film.
This is not about us. It's ultimately about God. You take him out of the equation, you've got nothing.
On September 16th.
Does everything make sense? Absolutely not. But more stuff doesn't make sense without him.
Prepare to have your heart lifted. Hillsong Let Hope Rise. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters September 16th.
Here's something to feel good about from Centrum Silver. Vitamin D was discovered in the age of dancing, the roaring 20s. Right on cue, because vitamin D plays an essential role in supporting strong bones and muscles. And just as dance moves have evolved, so is the importance of vitamin D. That's why Centrum Silver upgraded to our highest level of vitamin D3 ever.
Hey, want to dance?
Centrum Silver, something to definitely feel good about. Check Sunday's newspaper for Centrum coupons.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at Zero Res. The turn to cooler weather means more activity, a lot going on, maybe more rain, more mud, more need to clean the carpet. So there's more reason than ever to call Zero Res for the $33 per room Mark Davis Show special. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, cleaned, and sanitized. Then let them clean other stuff. Hardwood floors, fantastic shine. Drapes, upholstery, they do it all. When they're done, $50 gift certificate to Estilo Gaucho Brazilian Steakhouse. 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res. 214-37-CLEAN.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Let me get to Steve in Allen, Texas. Steve, thanks very much for joining us.
Yes. I just wanted to know, I'm looking at a couple of statutes. 44 U.S. Code 3106, unlawful removal, destruction of records, which makes anticipatory obstruction of justice a felony.
Yes.
And 18 U.S.C. 1519, destruction, alteration, or falsification of records. It doesn't matter the classification.
It's just records.
A felony.
Yes.
So why was Comey blursighted on the Espionage Act?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was. I don't think he was at all. I think what he was trying to figure out is why in heaven's name did Hillary Clinton have a private server? I think that was just the peg the Comey-ometer as just stupid on its face. And from then he was trying to work backwards from a standpoint of how stupid do you have to be to do this? And I think that colored his judgment into believing that Hillary Clinton is flipping stupid. Now, that being said, do we need somebody who's flipping stupid to be the president of the United States?
No, but we should be able to put somebody like that in prison.
Theoretically, you should. You're not the only person that has gone back through the U.S. Code to try to find various things about this. Rudy Giuliani says there are 16 laws that she's broken, all of them felonies. And look, here's the way it sits right now, Steve. The way it sits right now is this. The case is closed unless there is compelling new information, which clearly somebody's saying, oh, by the way, those emails didn't get destroyed until after that they were told to be protected. The question is, who do you indict at that point?
You and I both know that an E6 would go to prison for this.
Well, as a matter of fact, somebody from Platte River, whatever the name of the company is, probably will go to jail for this. And an E6 would go to jail for this. As a matter of fact, there's an E6 that is in jail for this. He took pictures of his workspace on a Virginia-class nuclear submarine. He put them on his computer. He realized he had his S-word moment, tried to destroy both. Does any of this seem familiar? And so what ends up happening is
after I get up the phone with you.
Yes, he is going to go to jail. As a matter of fact, he is in jail. I think he got 18 months or something, a year. It's over a year. He could have gone away for 6 years. But Hillary is running for president. And oh, by the way, the attorneys in the Sailors case said, hey, look, there's somebody running for president right now that did the same thing. It's not just that. Richard Nixon was removed from office for all intents and purposes over an 18.5-minute gap on his own phone recording system after the Watergate mess. Removed from office.
I appreciate the fact you took my phone call.
Certainly. Is the analog the fact that there are 17,000 something or other emails missing? Yeah. Is that the 18.5-minute gap of our time? Yes. Is it going to cost Hillary Clinton the presidency? God, I hope so. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We've said it for a long time. The Trump versus Clinton debates could determine how the entire election goes. When the first of those debates hits the air the night of September 26th, seems like we should be together. JD, are you with me?
Mark, we are ready to recreate the magic of the primary debate season at Studio Movie Grill, 75 in Spring Valley in Dallas. Get your seat now at 660amtheanswer.com. Same great price, just $10.
If you enjoyed the debates on the way to a Republican nominee, wait till that nominee hits the stage against Hillary Clinton. Is this Donald Trump's best opportunity to make a pitch to undecided voters?
One decision is easy. The decision to join us for the 660 AM The Answer watch party for Trump versus Clinton debate number 1. We'll see you on the 26th at Studio Movie Grill. Tickets are just $10 right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
This presentation is sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Services, Adair's Fine Floors, etc., and CharlesParish.com, your North Texas real estate buyer.
Ever wonder what it takes to be a pro athlete? I'm Billy Joe Dupree, former Dallas Cowboys, and I had the privilege of being one for 11 years. Every pro athlete works to be the best they can be. And those of us retired still strive to be the best. It's in our DNA. If you're over 30, your energy level is low, you're having trouble recovering from workouts, or lost interest in sex, Life Restore MD can help. Life Restore MD offers testosterone and growth hormone therapy, ED solutions, medical weight loss programs, and nutrition plans. They are covered by most insurance companies while offering personal concierge medicine. Whether you've tried other clinics or have just put off seeing a physician, give Life Restore MD a call. One doctor's appointment could change the quality of your life. Be your best. Give them a call.
Call Life Restore MD at 800-565-9339. That's 800-565-9339 or liferestoremd.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-6316. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-6316. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-6316. 1-800-600-6316.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
In the world of mattresses, personalized comfort matters. Your body needs a mattress that will fit your unique physical needs. So a personalized fit means less back and neck pain and ultimately better sleep. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. 30 minutes with the pros at Savin. That's exactly what you get. A custom tailored mattress and a more comfortable sleeping experience. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Go to Savin.com.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 9898 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 9898.
Geico applauds your inner ride leader.
An enthusiastic engine rev goes out to the biker in you who leads the pack. Even if that pack is a party of one, you're still a leader to Geico. To prove it, Geico will insure your motorcycle with great rates and 24/7 customer service. And with Geico by your side, you're never cruising solo, which means you've just been nominated as a real ride leader. Congrats! The smell of fine leather and trailblazing is in your future.
Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Okay, voters shouldn't worry so much about Hillary Clinton's mishandling of classified information, says Democrat House Leader Nancy Pelosi. Interviewed on This Morning on CBS, Pelosi was asked how concerned voters should be as Secretary of State Clinton didn't know that the C, marking something classified, stood for in her emails. I think they shouldn't be that concerned, said Pelosi. I think the Secretary of State deals with a large number of issues. I think she deals with a large number of issues. I just had to sneeze. And I lost my place. Oh, 30,000 emails. We're talking about a few that may have been marked confidential. Yeah.
A few?
Yeah, just a few. Yeah.
From
Evidently.
the former Speaker Mimi.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You see, it's like this. They used to say, loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ships. Okay? Apparently, it takes more than just a pair. Maybe thousands. In this case, 30,000. It takes 30,000 pairs of lips to sink ships nowadays. I'm getting an incredulous look from Magic Matt Swinney. Okay. You see, Magic Matt is the prototype Wells Report listener. Prototype listener of the Wells Report. Okay. He's college educated. He's incredibly intelligent. He's doing well financially. He wants to do better. He is aware. He's always read the news. But the gobbledygookian aspect of all of this crap that we're dealing with in the age of Obama politics is waking Magic Matt Swinney up to the fact that these people are badly damaging this nation. Already, we have two different legal systems. One for you and me, Matt, and one for the power elite. Now, I suppose, like you do, that some of this is understandable. Right up to the point where you start screwing around with the actual story of this nation. There are reasons why FBI reports, like the 302 that we're dealing with Hillary Clinton, we know why these things are redacted. We know why there are redacted versions that are being released now that will very likely be unclassified at some point in the future and become a part of the American archives. We know that, and that's reasonable. There's nothing unreasonable about that. Except when this is used to cover up criminal wrongdoing. That is not part of the American archives, except in the fact that we have a Secretary of State that if she was the secretary of your department in the United States government would be on her way to jail. This is not partisan politics. This is not me wishing evil on Hillary Clinton. This is not Jon-David Wells being a part of the vast right-wing conspiracy. This is the news. People used to call me up on the phone and argue. Till they realized that I'm not trying to sink anybody's ship, speaking of loose lips. I'm not trying to sink anybody's ship. I'm reporting the news. What do you want me to do? Not report the news? No, I'm going to report the news. Then I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Then you're going to tell me what you think about it. And at the end of the conversation, we'll theoretically know more than we did a moment ago. And we just had Steve on the phone with us saying, he asked me questions, called me on the telephone. Wait a minute, this says this and this says this. What does this mean? It means exactly what you think it means, Steve. And what did he say? When I hang up this phone, I'm going to go throw up. That's not hyperbole. That's not conflation. You know what that is? That's an American citizen afraid of what his country is becoming. Since I have done this broadcast, I have almost upchucked a couple of times. The trash can is always within easy reach. And why is that? Because we're Americans and we know what we have and we want our leaders to be good. We want our leaders to succeed. When we give our support to a leader, we want them to be good people who believe in the United States of America. And what I'm afraid of is that we're about to give our leadership, our support to someone who believes exactly the opposite, that believes that the United States is a terrible place, that people in the United States do not deserve the rights given to them by God as enumerated in the Declaration of Independence, and documented in the Bill of Rights. She does not believe we should have that country. She believes we're not good enough We're not smart enough. We're not aware enough to be able to even spend our own money. Eat the food that we should. Force the marketplace to give us a decent price on health insurance. She is a part of the progressive left who believes that you should be judged not by a jury of 12, but judged by a couple of power elites carefully scrutinizing your IQ number. Not that that's even important. That's just the excuse. How many times have you heard that Hillary Clinton is the most qualified human being to ever run for the presidency of the United States? In point of fact, it was George H.W. Bush, excuse me. He was far and away more qualified to be the president of the United States than Hillary Clinton. But even at that, let's take 41 off the table. This woman doesn't know that when a piece of information comes off of a classified materials email system, that it might be classified. Oh, if I don't think it's classified, then really how important could it be?
What does the C mean anyway, Clinton?
Yeah, what does the C mean? I mean, really? Because it means alphabetical order, right? Ms. Secretary of State, it means classified, not confidential. It means classified. It's on a secure server, a secure email system, which means that the default setting is button your lips. And sure as hell, do not take it off of a secure system and put it on an insecure system unless you're trying to sell it to someone. Which, oh, by the way, at some point, I think we're probably going to find that that's the case. But that's not the point. That's not the problem. The problem is that what, 64 days? 64 days we have to pick a president of the United States. And one of them might be her. We get someone in the White House who will believe, because she's already done it, that she can look you right in the face and lie to you and get away with it. She's seen her husband do it. She's done it. She's going to spend 5.5 hours trying to figure out whether the Marines should wear their uniforms when they go to rescue an American ambassador. She's not going to be able to explain why it is that she only wanted to use one cell phone email device and then ended up using 13. Donald Trump, in a brilliant interview today, was sitting, I believe, in a room in Virginia, being interviewed by General Michael Flynn, friend of the Wells Report. And Donald Trump said this very plainly and very straightforwardly. in one of the most devastating ways possible. He said, Hillary Clinton is a disaster. And then he added, in so many ways, a disaster. And she is. Nancy Pelosi says, hey, the Secretary of State has to deal with so much stuff, it really doesn't matter if she doesn't deal with it well. Excuse me, Ms. Pelosi, what does the president have to deal with? Does he have to deal with more than the Secretary of State? Uh-huh. Classified and secret, highly sensitive is where it becomes more problematic, said Pelosi. Well, she screwed that up too. Classified, secret, highly sensitive, and that's where it became more problematic, Ms. Former Speaker. She deflected questions about the release of notes from Hillary's FBI interview, which revealed the Democrat nominee said she couldn't recall the training process for dealing with classified information. I think too much is being made out of this, and I say that as the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee for years. Did you hear that? Nancy Pelosi is the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. And she says, oh, no, this is nothing.
That's not intelligent.
No, it's not intelligent. Yeah, this is how you lose the country right here. This is how you have people that are far, far too successful for their intellect and their capabilities. I suppose that's okay in the United States. That's what overachievement is all about. Right up to the point where it gets you killed. Then it's gross negligence and incompetence. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We all know that summer is busy, a lot going on, and sometimes things slip through the cracks, like the cracks in your walls or sheetrock or the doors that are sticking, the signs of foundation problems that are right in front of your face, but you're just too busy to get to them. Well, that could be a costly delay. I want you to go right now to abacusfoundationrepair.com. Call them if you have the slightest question about foundation trouble, because you do not want this to go any further. 972-406-9000. To call the right company the first time. 972-406-9000. abacusfoundationrepair.com. And just to sweeten the deal for you, give you a little motivation to call them today, $1,000 off. $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. And they're not just any old pilings. They're Millennium composite pilings, the toughest, the best. They're the only North Texas foundation people that have them. So 972-406-9000. Get that foundation fixed right now. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Do you know what AREA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a TV real estate guru. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level.
Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, September 8th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-713-0930. This month's topic, how to buy houses with no money and no credit. Call 800-713-0930. Write it down. That's 800-713-0930 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-600-4851. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking new biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-600-4851. That's 1-800-600-4851. 1-800-600-4851.
How well prepared are you to hand off your business to your son or daughter when you retire? You've spent your life building your business, but are they ready to take it over? Here is Terrence Chapman of FCCI with some advice.
Wayne Huizenga Jr., father built an empire, Blockbuster Video, Waste Management, Miami Dolphins, and the list goes on and on. How prepared was he to take on what his father built? I invite you to join me as Wayne Jr. himself shares insights into how to not only build a business, but to instill biblical character and a godly work ethic into your children, so they will be prepared for the day when you pass the baton. Wayne and a host of other well-known Christian business leaders will share first-hand wisdom that will strengthen you and your business for generations to come.
To book your place at the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, go to fcci.org. That's the Fellowship of Companies for Christ International. Go to fcci.org now and book your seat. Will your company be part of the solution? Come to the FCCI Business Leadership Conference, September 18th through the 22nd. You don't want to miss it. Go to fcci.org now.
Stay healthy from head to wallet with Wellness Plus with Plenty at Rite Aid. You can earn Plenty points on hundreds of specially marked products each week on your favorite brands. Every 100 Plenty points equals $1 off your next purchase. Sign up today in store or online at riteaid.com. And that's just one of the 4 ways to save. Now through September 24th, spend $50 at Rite Aid. Plenty point savings. Visit riteaid.com/rakenpoints for details.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years. Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful. The Farewell Tour. 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th. Gateway Church. Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour. Don't wait. This concert is selling fast. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. This is interesting. CBS News Elections Director Anthony Salvanto broke down some battleground state polls showing the presidential race between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is up in the air. And the reason is because Clinton's historic high unfavorability ratings and persistent issues with trust. A new CBS YouGov poll of 13 battleground states showed Clinton, who reached the new high of 56% unfavorability this week, that's up 3 points from last week, was leading by just 2 points. Yet a survey across 13 battleground states suggests the race may be still up for grabs. Among likely voters, Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump by 2 points, 7% for Gary Johnson, 2 for Jill Stein. The states included are Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Following the Democrat National Convention, Hillary Clinton led Donald Trump by 43 to 41% among a smaller list of 11 states. You look at her numbers underneath that lead, she's got a historic high unfavorability ratings. That hasn't changed either. So some things that haven't changed aren't good news. We haven't seen that in polling from a front runner before. And what it does is it introduces a little bit of uncertainty still in the race. A little bit. Good heavens. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
If you're someone who believes a man's character is shown by the success of his children, well, then these two men are a testament to Donald Trump. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. will join us to discuss the final days of the campaign and what an endorsement by 88 generals and admirals means to their debt. Also, did you know that Harambe the gorilla jokes are now considered microaggressions against black Americans?
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-400-8131. That's 1-800-400-8131. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. The Senate can't come to terms on funding the fight against Zika. Democrats blocking a $1.1 billion Zika funding package Tuesday after Republicans tacked on restrictions to Planned Parenthood.
It went to the House. They sent it back with all this strange, weird stuff in it.
Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid, the White House sought anti-Zika funding in February. A woman in France who received the world's first partial face transplant has died more than a decade after the operation that set the stage for dozens of similar transplants. Isabelle Denoir was 49. A possible ban of American lobster exports to Europe.
A review's planned of whether American lobster should be declared an invasive species by the European Union. The Swedish government's requesting it, announcing 32 lobsters from our part of the world had been found in its waters.
Fox's Chris Foster. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
It's Baylor Bears football right here on 660 AM The Answer. Join John Morris and JJ Joe as they bring you every bone-jarring hit and sensational touchdown as the Bears compete for the Big 12 title.
Tune in this Saturday as the Baylor Bears take on the SMU Mustangs with pregame at 2 p.m. and the kickoff at 2:30 p.m. That's the pregame at 2 and the kickoff at 2:30 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of...
Okay. It's promo time, and for those people who are listening to me do promos on the internet, the video, I don't have a script, so I kind of make these up as I go along. They're kind of like improv, so stop making fun of me for making mistakes. Just saying. Okay, so here we go. It's the 114th Congress, and do you know what they're going to do right now? Nothing. That's basically what's going to happen, because there's a president about to be chosen, and the Congress of the United States is going to sit there, and they're going to go, by golly, we need to do nothing, and we're going to do nothing because the people of the United States demand that we do nothing. And you know what? I think that's probably the best thing that they've done since they've been impaneled. How about you? We talk about it next time on the Wells Report.
The only thing wrong with that spot is I want you to say the 114th Congress is back.
Okay.
Because you make it sound like this is their first in session.
Yes, the 114th Congress is back.
Hey, will that work?
Okay. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. Thank you very much for allowing me this moment to say two things. One, the Wells Report's coming up a little bit later on. I'll talk about what we're going to be talking about in a minute. But first, Studio Movie Grill, 13933 North Central Expressway, Dallas 75243, Monday, September 26th, 7:30 p.m. People have to buy their tickets by going to 660 a.m. The Answer. They're only $10. We're about to run out of them. Mark will give you more details in just a couple of moments. In the meantime, the 114th Congress has returned to Washington, D.C., and they're about to do nothing. And you know what's best? You don't want them to do anything either. I'll tell you why next time on the Wells Report.
You don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people they're A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a large portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I want to ask you a question. There is a group of undocumented immigrants that have been able to gradually move out of the shadows in the last 4 years, securing renewable 2-year reprieves from deportation, courtesy of illegal acts by our president, getting a work permit, driver's licenses, and no longer fearing the specter of sudden arrest and removal from the United States. These are the so-called dreamers. Young, undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as babies, minors. They are now more fearful than they have been in years that they may indeed be deported to their parents' originating country. This is not the concern of the United States of America. In point of fact, it's also not the concern of either presidential candidate. Of course, we don't live life in a vacuum, but if we were a nation of laws, this would not be a problem. However, we are here. And a lot of people say they need to be deported, dang it, by golly, or deport them. They just deport them. Yeah, I get that. It is their parents' fault. This is the price that their parents should pay for their breaking of the law. You see, these people don't realize just how serious immigration law and breaking immigration law actually is. And the reason they don't realize it is because politicians in the United States have chosen for decades to ignore our immigration law. We don't even have an immigration system per se. We have one, but nobody cares about it. Except, of course, for the people that spend tens of thousands of dollars. My masseuse, for example, spends tens of thousands of dollars becoming a United States citizen. She passed her test the other day. She asked me all the questions because she wanted to practice. She wanted to see if I knew the answers. I did. The immigration system needs to be agile. It needs to be intelligent. It needs to be effective. It needs to benefit the United States. Those four attributes take it completely away from the sphere of politics, which is capable of accomplishing none of those four things. Period. Of all of the incompetent people in the United States of America, most of them are politicians. Now, I say that guardedly because they're not incompetent. They're political. There's a difference. Their through the looking glass world is about many things that our world has nothing to do with. Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State, is an unindicted felon. An unindicted felon. The fix is in. There is a dual-purpose legal system in the United States, one for the power elite and one for the rest of us. This is not what we bargained for. This is not what we should have. None of this would even be possible without the epic incompetence of politicians. Again, not really incompetence. They're simply manipulators. They are manipulating the law in a way that they're hoping won't get them thrown out of office. And, oh, by the way, they're being very successful at not getting thrown out of office for the miscreancy that they're heaping upon the United States of America. Are you kidding me? J. Edgar Hoover, when he was running the FBI, his sole purpose in life was to destroy politicians who took advantage of the United States of America. Within reason. He warned them first, hey, if you do this, I'm going to squash you. Everyone in Washington was afraid of him. And you know what? That vanished when he did. The FBI, for better or for worse, has to have that guy at the top that doesn't care about a politician's dreams. And we don't have one right now. The leader of the FBI must be somebody who can say, your political dreams are not codified in the United States Code. Nowhere is your political dreamology brought to life in those pages. Therefore, anything you do to bring your political life to the realities of the United States of America, anything that you do must be done through the legislature. You must do it the old-fashioned way. You must write a bill. You must support the bill. You must garner support from others. You must get it passed. Then you must do the whole thing again in the United States Senate or the House, depending on which one you started in. And then once you get that done and they deliver it to your desk, then you can affix your signature, and your political dream just became part of the United States of America. Congratulations. But you don't just sit there and do it all by yourself. And you don't get to pick an attorney general of the United States that flouts the law as his own personal plaything. Or I will indict you or cause you to be indicted, and your career will end. We don't have that anymore. We need that. Because if we don't have that, we have no check nor balance on politicians that do not solve problems because it's not in their best interest. Do not solve problems. Do not follow the law because it's not in their self-interest. Do not have to worry about following the law because they know they're a part of the power elite. Charles Rangel. All of these guys that get caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Marion Barry was it Marion Barry that had frozen $10,000 frozen in his freezer? It was somebody else. Yeah, it was some other guy. Did they end up going to jail? Nope. These people are making a mockery of the United States of America because we have elected the wrong people. And we're about to do it again. We're about to elect somebody who wants to lie to us at the drop of a hat. And what does that get you? It gets you more ridiculous, stupid policies like this one that I'm talking about with the Dreamers. You let their parents in. You cobble up some sort of stupid interpretation of American law that says if you're born here, you get to be an American citizen. No, you have the option to apply for it, but you don't automatically get it. That's why so many former Soviet diplomats who had children in the United States did not return home to the Soviet Union with their own personal national security problems living in their house. Their parents broke the law. They are victims of that law breakage. They do not get to complain about we, the people of the United States, telling them to have their parents take you back to their ancestral village, wherever that happens to be, and figure out how to come back here. Somebody says we got to follow the laws because if we don't have a law, then we don't have a country. And somebody says, my God, listen to that bigot talk. There's no bigotry here. Unless, of course, you think following the law makes you a bigot. In which case, you are sorely in need of remedial English training, specifically vocabulary, because you don't know what the words mean. And of course, it makes sense that you don't know what the words mean, because the American left has been in charge of the educational system in the United States, which is why there is no education going on in the United States, and people don't know the words. They don't know the difference between racist and law-abiding. They don't know the difference. But the interesting thing about it is that these kids are trying to figure out what to do. Well, here's what I would do if I were you. Whatever my originating country was of my parents, I would learn the language right flipping now. Would I write letters to would I write letters to the congressman in my district? Yes, I would. Would I expect anything to come from them? No, I would not. Would I write to the Department of State and ask them what circumstances can I apply for a visa and come back to the United States? I would do that, but the first thing I'd learn is the language, so that when I went back home, I would be able to survive there. It'll be good for you. And besides, one group of undocumented immigrants, the Dreamers, they're trying to figure out what to do as a group, as a collective. Learn how to speak the language of your originating country. Now. Put your money together and get Rosetta Stone. It's not the best thing. They're not going to teach you how to read and write. But you will be able to speak. And that's a good start. That's what I'd be doing if I were you. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to send you home. How about being an American and figuring out what to do to make that less of a problem so that you can get back here and get back to work? How about doing that? That's your first real project. This is the Wells Report.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. Eventually, every big moral question gets shifted down to the level of children and teenagers. That's reflected in a recent NPR story with this interesting headline: to prevent sexual assault, schools and parents start lessons early. This could just be something of a no-brainer, warning children against the possibility of sexual abuse. In reality, it's an attempt to indoctrinate young people that sexual morality is nothing more than consent, and this kind of sex ed may be coming to a school near you. The current Democratic vice presidential nominee, Senator Tim Kaine, is quoted in the article as saying, "I would like it to move over more into 'you have to do it,' end quote." Now, why would that be? Because every single successive generation of revolutionaries has understood that the sex ed curriculum mandated for the public schools is the major way that a sexual morality is conveyed with government authority right into the hearts and minds of young people. I'm Albert Mohler.
Learn more at townhallreview.com.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I figured I had a problem, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. In half an hour, we worked out a plan. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If you're in an endless cycle of paying on credit card balances that never seem to go away, then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity will consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. Call 1-800-990-6976.
Hey there, this is Eric with Taxes. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually.
Hello. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells for Gold Co. U.S. News and World Report says you should diversify your investment portfolio with gold for 3 important reasons. 1, it's a portfolio diversifier. It's fantastic. It works beautifully. Gold can play. You want a portfolio of non-correlated assets, and the statistical correlation between gold and stocks is virtually 0. You want a safe haven. Certainly, there are good reasons to have gold, but you got to keep something in mind that just sort of went through, but you got to keep something in mind that sort of just vanished in the ether. But you need to keep something that Ben Bernanke. But you need to say something that, you need to remember something that Ben Bernanke said to Ron Paul. Gold is not money. Gold is a safe haven. You can protect yourself in times of crisis. You can protect yourself in times of crisis or political instability with gold. And the one that I like the most, it's an inflation hedge. It's a classic. And the one that I like the best, it's an inflation hedge. Its price tends to rise during inflationary periods. It tends to rise as consumer prices increase. So you're protecting your money. There are a lot of people out there that say gloom and doom is the way to sell gold. You know what I think? I think you ought to buy gold for the same reason people who sell and buy gold for a living do it. I think it's because it's one of the greatest investments that God ever gave to us. And I think you should participate. Start a gold IRA, Start a gold IRA, a self-storage gold IRA, and buy gold and silver direct from Gold Co. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report. From Gold Co. And for a change, when you buy gold, don't be afraid. Yeah, okay. Don't be afraid. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
But with Cosequin, she's a heck of a lot faster than me.
Cosequin, available from your veterinarian, pet retailers, and online at drugstore.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio, 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. And by the way, while these dreamers are putting their new life together and preparing for what will be a great adventure, going back to their parents' originating country and learning to start over, this time bringing that culture to America to share e pluribus unum. While they're doing that, what needs to happen is that we all need to realize that if you want to be an American, you have to work for it. You have to earn it. That's just the way it is. Your parents brought you here, and you've been borrowing from the country ever since. It's time for you to stop borrowing from the country. You're becoming an adult. It's time for you to do what millions of Americans have already done and will do until there are no Americans left. And that is to recognize just what an amazing chance this is and do what you need to do to take part in it. Not do what you need to do to hunker down and wait until it's handed to you. It won't mean anything to you if you do it that way. Why would you want American citizenship that you didn't earn? That's not even American. It's not even close to what it takes to be an American. That makes you a useful idiot to the Democrat Party. And frankly, I don't think you need to add to that incredible list of useful idiots to the Democrat Party. I think what you need to do is you need to become an American. And that means going back home and finding your way back home. You want to be upset with someone? Don't be upset with me. I'm not your problem. You want to be upset with somebody? Be upset with your parents. Say, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, thanks for screwing me up like this. But remember that blood is thicker than water. And when you become an American citizen, then you can work to bring them to this country too. Legally, though, you're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
If you're someone who believes a man's character is shown by the success of his children, well, then these two men are a testament to Donald Trump. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. will join us to discuss the final days of the campaign and what an endorsement by 88 generals and admirals means to their debt. Also, did you know that Harambe the gorilla jokes are now considered microaggressions against black Americans?
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM, The Answer.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
The following is an incredible, life-changing free offer for anyone with hearing problems who wants to start hearing everything more clearly again. We're now offering free in-home trials of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear to anyone who calls this special toll-free number now, 1-800-500-0409. Call in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers. It adjusts to let you find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. Don't miss this special life-changing opportunity to hear everything more clearly again for free with a 100% free in-home trial, free shipping, and even free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-0409. That's 1-800-500-0409. 1-800-500-0409.
Welcome to the show that really stinks. Odor Events, brought to you by Citrus Magic. Today, the Jones family will name all the odor events they can in 30 seconds. Ready? Go!
Rotten garbage can.
Yes, Molly.
Ew, musty basement.
Good. Jimmy.
Poopy diaper.
Yep. Haley.
Smelly socks.
Yes, Dave.
Stinky litter box.
Yes, Molly.
Ugh, funky.
Good. Jimmy. Haley.
Wait.
I'm sorry. See you again next week for
That's squirrel.
Odor Events, the show that really stinks.
Get rid of the odor events in your home with Citrus Magic. The strength of its citrus makes odors disappear, leaving the fresh scent of natural citrus. Look for Citrus Magic in the air freshener aisle in Target, Kroger, Safeway, Publix, Walmart, and other fine stores everywhere.
Control, this is QL1. Everything looks good on my end. Prepping for liftoff. Over. One more thing, QL1. What's that, Control? You've been talking a lot about Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans lately. What would you say is the best reason to use it? Well, it's completely online. It's easy to use. You can get approved in minutes. It's convenient. You can share your pay stubs and bank statements at the touch of a button so you get real numbers, not estimates. And hey, QL1, I asked for the best reason. Yeah, go ahead and pick one. Anyone. That's tough. They all sound great. I think you're finally getting it, Control. 3, 2, 1. Rocket Mortgage at QuickenLoans.com. Push button. Get mortgage.
Rocket.
Visit for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Don't let yesterday's accomplishments affect today. Use Blue Emu, available in stores nationwide.
I believe that God created music to connect our soul with heaven.
Critics are calling Hillsong Let Hope Rise a life-changing experience. An incredible film.
This is not about us. It's ultimately about God. You take him out of the equation, we've got nothing.
On September 16th.
Does everything make sense? Absolutely not. But more stuff doesn't make sense without him.
Prepare to have your heart lifted. Hillsong Let Hope Rise. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters September 16th.
It's Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. There is a guy who is running the Philippines. His name is President Rodrigo Duterte. He expressed regret over his explicit comments about President Barack Obama in a statement today, and said that a meeting between the two leaders would be rescheduled for a later date. The two leaders were supposed to meet Monday before Obama flew to Laos. However, their meeting was canceled after Duterte called President Obama the son of a professional woman working in avuncular circumstances. He then warned Obama not to question him over extrajudicial killings. More than 2,000 suspected drug pushers and users have been killed since Duterte launched a war on drugs after taking office on June 30th. You see, that's a real war on drugs. You kill people that sell it. You kill people that use it. Is it the right thing to do? No, it's not the right thing to do. But then again, the president of the Philippines does have his apparent right to be able to act as he sees fit. And you're saying, are you trying to tell me that there's some reasonableness in what Duterte is talking about doing? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that before you decide, my gosh, Rodrigo Duterte is some sort of disgusting tin pot dictator, despot, nutcase from some little jerkwater country out in the middle of the ocean someplace, you need to remember that he's not the first guy to kill people without giving them due process of law. You see, the idea that due process is somehow different than due process of law, that ridiculous notion came to us through the auspices of Eric Holder. Eric Holder is another one of these. One of the most amazing things about leftist progressives is they really do fancy themselves to be the most intelligent people on the planet, and they're just not. They're simply not. What, are you kidding me? I can speak 2 languages. No, that's not intellect. That's not intellect. It's education. You can learn to do a great deal. But being able to intrinsically understand what's going on around you requires gifts that not all of you possess, but all of you believe that you possess these gifts. And you don't. Jon-David, I'm sorry, are you saying that there's something connecting President Duterte of the Philippines and President Obama? Is that what you're saying? Uh-huh. What is it? The concept and the actual execution of extrajudicial killing. Every time somebody loses his life in a drone strike, someone was killed in an extrajudicial way. And of course, the President of the United States, for whatever reason, decided to say something less than flattering about President Duterte's idea of extrajudicial killing. Just doing away with drug pushers and people who use drugs, because they actually make possible the entire drug trade. You see, here in the United States, politicians who are stupid politicians believe that somebody who buys drugs is just a guy out looking for a good time. And they forget the part that says, well, wait a minute, without that guy, there is without the drug trade, you war on drugs. These are not nonviolent drug offenders. They are the reason that there's a drug trade in the beginning. They are the apex predator of the American society, which is why people get thrown in jail for years and years and years for this supposed nonviolent drug crime. But we'll hold that in abeyance, because what we're talking about is extrajudicial killing. The President of the United States gets up on his high horse and tells the president of the Philippines, you really shouldn't do that. Well, guess what, Mr. President? It's none of your business whether I do or don't, and before you clean up my house, maybe you ought to clean up yours. No. I made a presidential finding that these people were terrorists. Uh-huh. All of them? Yes, every single one of them. Even the high school kids? What? Well, that's collateral damage. No, it wasn't collateral damage. You killed a 16-year-old high school kid because his dad was someone you determined was a terrorist. And for all I know, he probably was. But his dad was an American citizen. And you could find him to drop a Hellfire missile on his forehead, but you couldn't find him to bring him home and try him in a court of law, which, by the way, would have saved his son's life. But once again, that's a show for a different day, a conversation for a different time. But here's the simple case of the matter again. If you live in a glass house, you don't throw stones. You do not refer to the mother of an American president in the way that President Duterte referred to President Obama's mother. It's not done. But that being said, you got to understand that there's a bigger problem afoot here, one we'll get to in a moment. While the immediate cause was my strong comments to certain press questions that elicited concern and distress, we also regret that it came across as a personal attack on the U.S. president. Our primary intention is to chart an independent foreign policy while promoting closer ties with all nations, especially the U.S., with which we've had a long-standing partnership. We look forward to ironing out our differences arising out of national priorities and perceptions, and working in a mutually responsible way for both of our countries. President Obama, for his part, said that he had heard Duterte's original comments and characterized them as colorful. Good for him. National Security spokesman Ned Price gave no explanation for the canceling of the bilateral meeting at a regional summit in Laos. Duterte made his foul-mouthed comments in response to a reporter's question. I am the president of a foreign state, and we have long ceased to be a colony. I do not have any master except the Filipino people. Nobody but nobody. You must be respectful. Do not throw questions. And he says something in Filipino, I guess. Putangina, I will swear at you in that forum. He said, using the tag-along phrase for son of a biatch. Son of a biscuit eater. Whatever. An SOB.
Don't sob like that.
Duterte has earlier cursed the Pope and UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Good. That's fine. So he can get hit by lightning and the UN Secretary General can disavow that it was actually an act of God. Perfect. The canceled meeting was supposed to take place on the sidelines of the summit of the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations. Who is he to confront me, Duterte said, adding the Philippines has not received an apology for misdeeds committed during the U.S. colonization of the Philippines. How long ago? He pointed to the killing of Muslim Moros more than a century ago during a U.S. pacification campaign in the southern Philippines, blaming the wounds of the past as, quote, the reason why the South continues to boil with separatist insurgencies, unquote. Duterte also pointed to human rights problems in the United States. Last week, Duterte said he was ready to defend his bloody crackdown on illegal drugs, which has sparked concern from the U.S. and other countries. He said that he would demand that President Obama allow him to first explain the context of his crackdown before engaging the U.S. president in a discussion of the deaths. Okay. But I'll be honest with you. President Obama's hands are not clean on this issue. He can think they are all he wants to. But you don't get to kill a high school kid. And you don't get to do it in secret, even though the press makes it okay for you not to have to deal with it. You still have to deal with it, Mr. President. And what is the it that you have to deal with? Why, hypocrisy, of course. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, conflation, just plain hubris. The ego necessary, the megalomania, in fact, necessary to just decide who lives and who dies by making a few marks on a few pieces of paper. The United States of America became a much less righteous place because you pursued those things, Mr. President. And that's going to stick with you. You know, you can tour the world and you can be the General Secretary of the United Nations, I guess, if you want to be. You can morph your worldwide apologies tour, apologizing for America, into a worldwide ridiculous criticism tour if you choose. But Mr. President, I see right through you, and I'm not the only one. This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show.
What have you been told for a year? Labor Day, that's when things get serious. Voters start paying attention. Poll numbers kind of matter. Guess what? It's all true. So here we are. Poll numbers tightening. The debate's looming large. Join us for a Wednesday morning show. We'll take the pulse of both campaigns, perhaps literally. And
Say what? Okay. All right. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Gold Coach. I have an interesting question. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco. God dang it. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco Precious Metals. Goldco Precious Metals. Goldco Precious Metals. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco Precious Metals. U.S. News and World Report recently said, I can't speak English. There's something about this Goldco. What if you invested in gold for reasons other than fear? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco Precious Metals. U.S. News and World Report recently said you should diversify your investment portfolio with gold for 3 important reasons. 1, you want a portfolio of non-correlated assets. The statistical correlation between gold and stocks is almost nothing, 0. 2, you want a safe haven. You can protect yourself in times of crisis or political instability with gold. And 3, it's a classic inflation hedge. Gold's price rises during inflationary periods and price increases. You're protecting your money. There was a moment in American history that you may have missed. Former Fed president, was he the president or chairman? Former chairman of the Fed, Ben Bernanke, once told Ron Paul that gold wasn't money, but it is one of the greatest investments of all time. And you should take part in it. Buy gold and silver direct or start a gold IRA by requesting your free gold IRA 401k guide at goldcopreciousmetals.com. Goldcopreciousmetals.com. Get in touch. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report. Get in touch. Get in touch. Get in touch. Tell them that you heard you could invest in gold without fear at Goldco. From the Wells Report. Get in touch. Tell them that you heard on the Wells Report that you could invest in gold without fear at Goldco.
Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself going deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Speaking at the G20 summit in China yesterday, President Obama weighed in on 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick's refusal to stand for the national anthem before games, saying the young man is simply exercising his constitutional rights. Obama also said Kaepernick's actions are hard for the military members and those who have served to get past. My understanding, at least, that he's exercising his constitutional right to make a statement, Obama said. If nothing else, what he's done has generated more conversation around some topics that need to be talked about. As a general matter, when it comes to the flag and the national anthem and the meaning that holds for our men and women in uniform and those who have fought for us, That is a tough thing for them to get past and then hear what his deeper concerns are. Not once did President Obama say Kaepernick's actions were disrespectful, but instead credited him for bringing attention to an issue and for being part of the process. Of course. Colin, I understand that you want to make a point. You're an NFL quarterback. If you have a point to make, why don't you stand up in front of some reporter and say, hey, I want to tell you something. That way you can respect the country and the flag and your neighbors and still get your point across. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicky Stifer, technical director, Magic Matt Swinney. I'm Jon-David Wells. God bless you and yours. See you tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We've said it for a long time. The Trump versus Clinton debates could determine how the entire election goes. When the first of those debates hits the air the night of September 26th, seems like we should be together. JD.
The last reason you should invest in anything is because you are scared to death. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco Precious Metals. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco Precious Metals. Every time you see somebody trying to sell you gold, they tell you one thing. Every time you hear someone tell... Gold is beautiful. It's heavy. It's warm. Gold is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's heavy. It's warm. And it's much sought after. There's no doubt about that. But you know what it isn't? It isn't money. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for Goldco. I don't want to say that. Hang on a second.